Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, May 4th, 2024. So, on this May 4th, and may the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
That is the way. Did you do the crossword?
I did.
And did you enjoy doing today's crossword?
I thought it was dandy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
What was dandyish about it?
I got it done.
Okay.
It was just, I don't know, for some reason this one was just a very satisfying solve. When I finally got it solved, it just was like, yes, I did it. So, because I thought it was hard.
Oh.
I found it very challenging, but I got through it.
Yeah, I didn't find it nearly as challenging as Thursdays. For me, Thursdays was definitely the hardest crossword this week.
With the flashing T's.
With the flashing
The
T's.
tea leaves.
Friday was fine. And by the way, listeners, you may have noticed we missed that episode. Sorry about that. Logistics got in the way. But Friday was fine. And this one, I just thought was... I got stuck in places, but it never felt like a soul-crushing Saturday crossword.
Yeah, that's sort of the way I was too. There were two places that I had to kind of finagle letters to see if I could get anything to work. But eventually it did.
There's an interesting career, letter wrangler or word wrangler. We don't write crosswords, we are word wranglers.
Or finaglers.
Or finaglers. Well, I did okay, except in like the top left corner, better fit. I had it starting with an A and ending with an ER, and I went for apter, as in more apt.
That would make sense.
And it certainly loused things up because I was trying to think for 14 across, dehydrated bit in trail mix. So I had it starting with a P, and then I saw various N's, and I thought it's some sort of a pineapple thing.
Oh.
But it turned out the correct answer for better fit was abler, and that is an abler answer, and that meant 14 across could be a banana chip.
Right, yes. I had trouble with that too because I had an A and an I in the very place where you would write raisin.
Oh,
So I thought, it's some kind of raisin. But no, it was not.
The one
infamous banana chip.
Right. The one beneath it, 17 across, iconic line on 1950s TV. That was really hard to figure out when it was starting with a T. But starting with an L made a Lucy, I'm home much easier.
Lucy, I'm home.
Much easier to get a hold of. I was thinking it was going to be something like, to the moon, Alice, to the moon. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one too, but that did not appear. And two down, more than tipsy, sauced.
Right.
There are so many different words for being drunk. I
put soused to begin, so I was close.
Yes,
but it was sauced. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was still in my pineapple
yes.
era, as it were. So I was trying to do something that started with an SI, and at one point I had sicked, SICCED. Which made no sense.
No.
But that was just me sort of flailing about. At least the one next to it, figure that's not usually discussed, income, that was pretty straightforward, at least for me.
Yeah.
And the one next to it, elfin folk, was fae.
Yes.
I may have seen that word once in my life before today.
I didn't understand that at all, but it worked.
Well, apparently elfin folk are fae.
I guess.
I'll have to investigate that a bit. 5 across stays hungry, immediately went for diets. And that didn't help much because the correct answer was fasts.
That's right.
7 down was, I found quite hard, what some do during a night out. And it's just like, that could be anything. So I had it starting with an S, and I thought, sleep? It's like, why are you sleeping during a night out? But it turned out to be shots.
Yes, do shots.
I guess some people do. And the one next to that, one dimension. Didn't we just have one direction, and it was like west?
Yes, we did. That's right.
But this was one dimension, and so I went for line, because like linear, but it turned out to be time.
Yes, I went for line 2 because I thought that would be a one-dimensional object, but nope, it was time. You're right.
One next to it. And then, so that was one dimension, and then one next to it was dimension, e.g., and that was spec. Mm-hmm. I went for size first.
I did too.
Really?
Yeah, but I thought, that couldn't be ending in a Z,
Or even a Z. But because that would have meant, Lucy, I'm Holmes.
Yes, Holmes.
As in Sherlock, I suppose. 22 across, R&B singer Lennox. I thought the name was Annie Lennox.
Well, there is an Annie Lennox, but she's not an R&B singer.
Okay, so this is Ari Lennox.
Yes.
Who every time she introduces herself, hi, my name is Lennox. No, not that Lennox.
The other one, she was a singer with the Eurythmics. Sweet dreams are made of these.
Wow. It was like she was right here. 11 down, portrayer of Bunny Lebowski in The Big Lebowski was Tara Reid.
Yes.
No idea who that was.
Well, she's an actress, but I didn't know she was in The Big Lebowski.
I was trying to think of the guy who was The Big Lebowski, John Goodman
was in it, but wasn't it Bridges? One of the Bridges?
Lloyd Bridges?
Not Lloyd, one of his sons.
Little Bridges?
Not Bo.
Span? Do they call him Span?
It was, I think, a bridge.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What else was 10 across? That should have been easy. Going full tilt. I thought it was going to be ASAP. Well, I just had it starting with an A, and that's all I could think of.
I had a muck
for
a while, but that didn't work.
Right. Yeah, full tilt. Anyways, the answer turned out to be added.
That's correct, yes.
And 10 down, word commonly lowercased in titles. I went for the, but that didn't get me too far.
No.
It was and.
And, that's right.
And we had a clue. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was 2 days ago, where it was a word that was abbreviated to its central letter in texts, and I had thought it was and it was going to be n, but it was actually r.
Right.
So, anyways, the word and that I'd tried previously just showed up today. So
that's correct. Yes.
Pleased to see it here.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday we had something about the book by the royal, formerly known as Prince William.
Oh yes, Spare.
Right. Well,
it's Prince Harry.
Prince Harry. Sorry, I always get my royals confused. But it was they talk about an heir and a spare.
Oh yes.
And some people had joked that book should have been called Spare Us. Oh. And here we have today, 30 across. Please, we don't need the details. Spare us.
That's right.
So, someone's coordinating these. My guess it's Joel Fagliano.
Perhaps.
The editor of the New York Times crossword. Mm-hmm. Then we had 3 long clues stacked on top of one another. Always impressive. 32 across. That's just great, sarcastically. Gotta love it.
Gotta. It's one of those slangy words.
Yes.
That you're in there.
Yep.
Well, not got to love it, but gotta love it.
Well, and then we have the one underneath it, 35 down. Our parents will kill us. I thought it was going to be like we are toast, but the answer is we are so dead.
Yes, they've used that before.
Have they?
Not too long ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that does raise the question: which of the crossword answers here are debuts?
I bet I know one.
Oh yes.
I think 40 down. The Vice President nickname. Well, Vice President Harris's family nickname, Mamala.
Mamala.
Was that a debut?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Actually, quite a few of these were. Banana Chip, Lucy, I'm Home, Gotta Love It, and then 31 down, Ball Handler, Podiatrist.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
That was a great clue.
And Japanese aesthetic that embraces imperfection, Wabisabi.
Yes.
For some reason, that sounds like the name of a sauce.
No.
I must just be hallucinating.
No, I think that's wasabi. It's just wasabi. It's a hot sauce.
Okay, so this
is on top of sushi.
This is wabisabi.
Wabisabi. Yes, that's where like if you break a plate something made of porcelain or ceramic, and then they mend it with gold fill, and so you see these lines of gold running where the plate was broken.
And that's wabi-sabi?
I believe so, yes.
Can you then put wasabi in it, or will it leak?
Well, you probably could, yes.
Okay. So it was interesting with Mamala, 40 down, Vice President Harris's family nickname. I had just read that, a reference to that term.
Oh.
And so but then I looked and I was just like, I can't even remember the vice president's name.
Kamala.
And then I eventually decided it was Kamala. So I put down Kamala to start. And then I thought, no, it was like, I was starting with an M. And so I had Mamala with like an A, I think, or a U, but then realized that Mamala sounded better.
That's right.
And that, I think, was my last answer.
Well, it should be. It worked.
Well, but I mean, there were lots of places where I was having trouble. So, like 60 across, singles material, say, clay. That was cute. They like tennis clues a lot, it seems.
Yes.
They always seem to crop up.
That's true.
Tennis stars, stadiums named after tennis stars, in this case, clay.
Yeah, ash was, that was very, very popular. Maybe a couple years ago, we'd see ash a lot.
Right.
That's in Arthur Ashe.
37 across was fine. Man of many words, Webster.
Yeah, that was funny.
Not too hard, I thought. I also like the 37 down. Words of corporate pandering, we care.
Right.
Yes.
I had great trouble in that corner.
Really?
Yeah. Because what did I have? I got the 50 across, McIntyre of Country, that was Reba.
56 across, yes.
56 across, yeah. And 58 across, Make the Cut. I kept trying to put snip or snit,
right.
Slit, or because they had an IT at the end. So I had trouble getting the We Care and the Webster. And I didn't know the Wabi-Sabi. And I didn't know 41 across. Offering from the website Greenvelope. It was an Evite.
Right.
Evite. So...
But it's, once you got it or were sort of in the vicinity, you could tell. Because, it's a, Greenvelope, which is a great name for a company. I really like that.
Yeah.
I bet the post office doesn't.
And then 36 down, unpopular, and then some was reviled.
Yes.
So, but that took me a little while, that corner.
In the center, they had 42 down. Minister's home was a manse.
That's right.
I think we've had that.
We've had that before.
And not that long ago.
No.
Because I think I had the M, and on the basis of the M, the word manse popped into my brain.
Yep.
Words usually pop out of my brain. This one decided to go in the opposite direction. And so it's just like, So that's short for mansion, I presume.
I think so. And that M crossed with 42 across. Actor honored in the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame, Mr. T.
Yes. For some reason, I wanted to promote him to Dr. T. But I guess he's Mr. I wonder how Mr. T is doing these days.
He's probably retired comfortably.
I mean, he must have. He must be getting on in years. Maybe he's renamed himself to Mr. U. Let's see. I had more trouble than I should have with devout, godly. I wanted it to be holy, but there weren't enough letters in the word holy, so
right.
I had to spell it as Holly, and then I got a grip. Besides 44,
that would be Holly.
Yes, exactly. I knew it wasn't working, and I could have spelled it as Holey, but I realized that was even more more futile. 44 across, fireside drink perhaps was nog.
That's right. I started with ale, but
that's what you'd have at a fireside.
Like eggnog.
I thought that was sort of
Christmas Eve,
right? And a fireplace is involved. Are you allowed to drink it if you don't have a fireplace?
Well, I mean, it's a drink you usually have in the winter time, so and that's when you usually have your fireplace going. So.
Okay.
Unless you live in Wisconsin, when you might just have to turn it on all year.
Right. All right. Well, this crossword was by Jacob McDermott, and it was fine. Well done, Jacob. I would say 5 squares on the Jam Sierra scale.
I do believe.
And that is it, except for the fact that it is Saturday, which means it's time for Jam Katwa, the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award.
That's right.
And this is where we go back through the week's crosswords, examine each one patiently. We whip out either a loop or possibly a loupe or possibly a magnifying glass and look at every clue, every answer, and debate it. Well, sort of, and then come up. Okay, we skim. We skim, but we skim with energy and dedication.
Okay.
Anyway, I digress. This week for Jam Katwa, we have picked
Saturday.
What luck?
It was a good puzzle, which we've already discussed.
Yes,
so we're not going to discuss
that'll
it
save
anymore.
some time there.
But I just thought it was a great solve. I just really enjoyed it, and it was hard, but I say fair for a Saturday.
I was just glad it wasn't as hard as Thursday. I'm grateful for that.
And it was by Jacob McDermott.
Yes.
Thank you, Jacob, for a great puzzle.
Indeed. All right. Well, that is it for today. Then everyone.
Tell Jacob he has to send us his email.
That's right. That's right. Jacob, congratulations on winning the Jam Katwa. And if you feel so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. We will have your signed Jam Katwa certificate winging its way towards you in no time, accompanied by some fine Northeast Wisconsin swag. Nothing like it anywhere.
A T-shirt.
And a T-shirt. And a T-shirt. Yeah, send your size. All right. We do have some listener mail, but I think we're going to hold off on that.
Okay.
So thanks, everyone, for listening. Again, apologies for missing yesterday's podcast. Logistics got in the way, as they sometimes do. But we will be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.